All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Happy New Year, and welcome back to the Outerhaven's premiere podcast, Spectator Mode. You're joined by your three co-hosts, Scott,
Howdy.
Freezing Keith Mitchell.
I was going to say freezing his ass off, Keith Mitchell.
Whoa! I'm trying to. You can't curse within the first 5 minutes of the podcast.
Ass is not a curse. I mean, that's an animal.
Yeah, but
just
you
ask
don't know.
some people.
Hey, but you gotta understand, man. Like, you think the YouTube AI knows the difference? They're not that smart.
I mean, YouTube's not that smart at all. So
exactly.
No.
So they use exactly. So like, yeah, and then look at me. Hi, I'm Gitsilius, and I'm soon to be a birthday boy. So I'm about to live my birthday dreams. And here,
really, how old are you going to be, or how young are you going to be?
I'm gonna be as young as I was last year.
All right, Chungli, we got it. So we don't
exactly.
I'm going to be 16 for 50 years. Wow.
Look.
Okay.
Look, if you want to pull a Hosho Marine from Hololive, someday I'll be 18, but not today. Someday I'll be 30, but not today. So that's what I'm living for.
Hey, man, I'm
old
49.
enough to be called an old man.
I'm not afraid to say how old I am.
Yeah, look, look. All right, now put my name in the will. Say, Gitsilius gets to own my entire PlayStation collection. Just put that in the will, old man. I need that.
I mean, my son was literally harassing me about that today, so he beat you.
Whoa! Your son? Is your son making to appreciate Tactics Ogre like I am? Absolutely not.
Probably not. I mean, I don't even appreciate it, so...
Well, that's the problem. You should appreciate Tactics Ogre, the seminal greatest RPG created by Square. Anyway, let's not get into that right now. All right. So, yeah, hi, I'm Gitsilius. And usually we start these podcasts, if you haven't already, talk about the games we've been playing this week. So, our last couple of days. So, let's start with Freezing Keith Mitchell. What have you been playing?
I got 3 letters for you. NDA.
Sorry. So you've been playing the NBA, the Non-Disclosure Basketball Association. God.
Man, everything that I'm playing thus far is, I cannot tell you. Sorry.
Wow.
Literally cannot tell you.
So tight-lipped that we might have to ask the greatest.
It got so bad when I was doing recording of one game and installed another game because PlayStation is so freaking dumb. In the middle of playing the game, it goes, "Oh, hey, this game installed." And I'm like, motherfucker. So then I got to go back and re-record what I was doing because thanks, PlayStation. Like, you didn't need to do that.
This is why I try to put my notifications private or whatever. Like, keep that stuff away. Oh my god.
God, that is so
crazy.
dumb.
That's so dumb. I love how Steam only notifies you if a game's installed when you're outside the game. Steam Fest. When you close it, it's crazy.
Actually, you know what? I lied because I did play a lot of Mio.
Oh.
Memories in Orbit. I played a lot of that. Really love that game. It's an amazing Metroidvania game. If you like Celeste or I would say even Silk Song, you'll enjoy this. I do have some issues in terms of the game overstays its visit or its welcome. It definitely gets a lot harder towards the end. And I don't mean harder because, hey, you're getting towards the end of the game. Like harder as in, this is ridiculous stuff. I don't have 5 hands. I can't jump and fucking get away from things or having a boss fight follow you through a stage of nothing but saws and pitfalls and stuff that'll kill you instantaneously. And it's like, this is bullshit. I've literally sat there and go, this is entirely bullshit. Not to mention the issue with I'll tell people because I've been telling people online all about this since the game releases, the reviews came out. Part of the story is about basically killing the robots that are in this game, but they literally just don't go, "Oh, hey, they're killing the robots." They literally show you by taking its hand, reaching it inside of your robotic ass, and taking away some of your life. So if you spent most of the game going around the world finding 4 pieces of a heart like in Zelda to add to your health or buying them from certain places, the game goes, "Oh, hey, I see you have 7 pieces of health. Well, now you only have 5. Oh, wait, now you only have 4. And if you didn't do that, guess what? Now you have less life.
Now you're a one-hit dead."
So... Yeah, and a lot of people are like, this is really bad. I'm like, yeah, I understand you want us to really feel the impact of this story, but that's not good game design. You should never, ever, ever have a person take out time to find health for you to go later on and take it away. That's like me leveling up my character in Elden Ring and towards the end of the game and goes, oh, by the way, we're halving all your health. Sorry that you're level 100, but you don't have that anymore. But other than that, it's a fantastic game. I'm sure the developers.
The sad part is like that. The sad part is like I could just picture like how wasteful it was from playing it. It's like, oh yeah, look at all this work you've done, and goodbye.
Exactly, that's exactly what it does. And I know the developers are hearing it because every review, actually, I think maybe one or two didn't say it, but almost every review said the same thing. We all were on the same line. Amazing game, looks amazing, plays amazing. The music is fantastic. It definitely gets hard towards the end of the game. I don't want people going, oh, you're a game journalist, you just suck. No, it's hard. It gets hard. And I want to see people stream this game so they can just go, I give up. I was like, I swear to God, multiple times I was sitting here with my controller in my hand. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, wait, one, that TV's kind of expensive. Two, that controller is kind of expensive. I don't want to do that. Also, There's also this thing where if you ever slam your controller, keyboard, mouse on the floor, on the desk, you should just stop playing games because that game has got the better of you and you're never going to be the same person. You should never let rage consume you. Just turn it off, walk away, do something else, come back tomorrow.
Go play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, do anything else. Go watch TV. Go watch Transformers 86 for like the billionth time. And then come back later and play it again. But other than that, I've been playing a lot of games I simply cannot talk about. But I will say this. There are 2 big upcoming games within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Nice.
You can probably piece that together. But I didn't tell you what it was. So I didn't break NDA.
It's fun. It's fun. He's finally playing Hello Killer Island Adventure #2. That's
I really want to play that. The amount of times that PR is like, "Do you want to play this game?" And I'm like, "We're all like, well, first of all, wait, we got to go because I am going to play the Bluey game because I love Bluey. I really have this fascination with Bluey, and I really shouldn't. But first of all, Chili's an amazing mother, and Bandit's an amazing dad.
Yeah.
So
You know the sad
Yeah.
part is, it's like, well, I don't even get derailed here, but it's like the amount of adults that love Bluey more than kids is wild. It's kind of reminding me of, like, no offense, like several years ago, of the amount of adults that loved My Little Pony over the kids it was supposed to watch. Crazy. It's a crazy phenomenon, I swear. It's stuff like that.
Whoa, that's not liking the bronies to this. This is completely different. There's a difference there.
So this is
No.
more wholesome.
I'm not talking about bronies as an overall community. I'm talking about the capture of a cartoon show designed for children being enamored by adults like that. Okay, I'm not getting to the bronies. The
I mean,
bronies
well, I will say I grew up in a generation that watched Rainbow Bright and Gem. So,
Yeah.
okay. But I will say, on top of the Bluey thing, on Halloween, my wife and I went out, we bought the actual, like pajamas for Bluey, for Bandit and Chili, and we wore them.
Yeah.
And one guy, he was like, I've been looking for you this entire night. We literally came up to me and hugged me because he was wearing the same thing. He's like, you're the only one wearing this. Like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think some people really love Bluey, but they're afraid of going, I'm actually a closet Bluey lover. Don't tell anybody.
Look,
Bro, it's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
It's the more acceptable cartoon to like.
it's a more acceptable cartoon.
It's like when
all
you
right.
watch it and you listen to the stuff that's happening in the shows, like, this is a lot of adult stuff going on
Yeah.
here. Like, yeah.
Like the kids can get enamored by the animation, but then you get to the actual like stories of the episodes, and it's just like there's a lot of heavy stuff that goes on in
I mean,
those
like, for those who
shows.
are like, no, Keith, you're just talking out your ass. There's literally an episode where Chili's sister comes over and she's upset because she can't have kids. And this whole psychological part of this. Like, this is not a kid cartoon. Or another one where the parents are supposed to be cleaning the house and they're literally watching how demented their kids are. Where they're supposed to be cleaning and they're walking weird, walking across the floor. And then the parents try to do what the kids are doing. And I'm like, that's kind of funny. Because that's got to be kind of the same shit that I would do. Me and Mo watch Butter and go, what is he doing? We wouldn't try what he's doing, though, because that's just weird. But I'm done. Yeah, that's talk about derailing. Yeah,
God.
off
Like,
the rails. Crazy
off
train.
the rails. No, it's already it's a New Year, new things. And speaking of New Year, new me, Scott, new year, new you. What games have you been up to? And I swear to God, you better say yes. I completed Tactics Ogre for the 15th time this year.
I got some disappointment for you there, buddy.
I have
go ahead, tell him there.
beaten.
All right, so with that
15th
triple support State Screaming podcast is over. I'm replacing him with everyone's favorite actor, Chris Hemsworth.
You think Chris Hemsworth played Tactics Ogre?
Do you think he even knows what that is?
He'll
convince
you're
better off saying Henry Cavill. Cavill? Is it Cavill?
Henry Cavill. Yeah.
He probably played it. He's a Warcraft or Warhammer guy. He definitely, and he's a PC player. He played it.
The worst part is that Chris Hemsworth convinced me he played it because he's so handsome. I believe him.
What about Chris Pratt? Would you believe that he said it?
No, I believe he could joke about it, but I wouldn't believe him.
I don't even want to look at him. Let's just keep it going here.
Alrighty. Well, other than, not playing Tactics Ogre, I've played a lot of two specific games. One was Dynasty Warriors Origin, because I was able to review the DLC as well as the Nintendo Switch 2 port of the game, which it runs pretty well on Nintendo Switch 2. There's like a 30 frames per second mode that keeps everything very high definition, high visual, high fidelity. And then there's the variable mode where like it's a lot more dynamic resolutions that happen, and it also increases it basically uncaps the frame rate. And it goes from like 30 frames per second to like 45 to 50 sometimes. But the biggest thing is it makes all the menus and all like the static stuff 60 frames per second, which just makes it feel a lot more fluid to get in to like pause the menu or switch stuff, which is nice. The DLC is actually really cool because it adds like a new mode of playing that almost feels like they're trying to test for the Empires game, because you have a lot more forces at your command. You can basically see where they're going to attack, and then you can attack someone else. Like sometimes I just have like my front lines attack their front lines just so I can travel to the back lines to attack the big guy in the back. And usually that was fine because I usually have a lot. My character was very attack heavy, so he did a lot of damage to like everything. So Dynasty Warriors Origins is really good, and it plays really good, and I do like the DLC a lot because it actually also answers a lot of like the loose ends of like Diao Chan, Zhang Jiao, and those are the main two loose ends. But it also shows a lot more depth of like Yuan Shao, which they don't really do much, and then you also get to have more fun with their new version of Dong Zhuo. Because in other Dynasty Warriors games, Dong Zhuo is just like a one note, like womanizer, greed person. Whereas in Origins, they turned him to be a lot more of power is power thing, where like might is right. And they changed his personality a bit more, that he's still kind of scummy, but he's a scummy person that you could actually see be a real person. Rather than just, this is a cartoon character. So I do really appreciate that they did more emphasis on those characters and breathed more depth into them. Especially one of the things that I was really sad about in like the original game was you couldn't join Zhang Jiao, because his like actual Yellow Turban Rebellion makes a whole lot of sense in Origins because of the greed of the Han Dynasty that they show, and all like the people trying to basically steal food and steal money from their own people. And the Yellow Turbans was made as basically we don't want the government to steal our stuff, so we'll steal stuff back from the government to give to the people kind of a deal. It's just, in Origins, they also make all the characters go a lot more exaggerated with that. So it's really nice to see that be tied more into Zhang Jiao just being a little, not really little, but he's just a lot passive. So when you actually make him less passive and he's actually a lot more disciplined in how he wants to structure the Yellow Turbans, it makes it a lot more peaceful for when he actually does get rid of the Han Dynasty. Because regardless, the Han Dynasty collapses.
Right. So I just want to. So I'm going to be honest with you. So are you telling me the best part is the Yellow Turbans, but also the worst part?
It is, ironically enough, because they flesh out the Yellow Turbans so much that it's like, I kind of want to join the Yellow Turbans in this game. And then they don't let you until the DLC shows up. It's like, now you can join the Yellow Turbans. I'm like, you darn bet I'm joining the Yellow Turbans now. Screw the Han Dynasty. Let it suffer. So it is really fun to have that in the DLC, and the only sad thing, well, not really sad, it's the way that they make the DLC make sense is this is like a what-if dream scenario of your character basically goes into dream world to see, like, this is how this would play out if you chose this. So it's kind of like the actual game is how it goes, but you can have the what-if scenarios just in dreams, so to speak, which is why it's called the Visions of Four Heroes. Because it's like his own personal daydream vision. But the other game that I've been playing a lot of is Arknight's Enfield. So I got access to the 1.0 launch of the game like a week and a half ago, which isn't necessarily, I think, enough to really get as much done as I'd want with this game, because Arknight's Enfield is a very long free-to-play game that will take you like 60 to 70 to 80 hours to complete the 1.0 launch contents. Which is a lot, especially when you're someone like me who's playing a bunch of Dynasty Warriors Origin at the same time.
Right, I want to compliment this. So the Arknight's Enfield, right? Now it takes 60 to 80 hours to complete it. Is that 60 to 80 hours of marketing as well to make me play it? Because I've been like, let's put it this way. I'm not a gacha gamer. I know people try to get me to circle. There's only very few gacha games I quote unquote play, but even then I'm just looking for the lore. I'm like, guys, I can't play your game. I'm a Final Fantasy 14 player.
I say the closest thing you get to gacha is Final Fantasy 14.
The glam is what my life is about, okay, man? You already seen the poses I've done.
Yeah. I see all the G-Pod poses.
No mods, by the way. No mods. I'm a good, clean gamer. Yoshi B, don't ban my account.
But yeah, so Arknight's Enfield, they did again another. It's not really as much of an overhaul as they did in like the beta test 2 launch. One thing I noticed is that they did keep a lot of like the pacing and the structure very similar to how the beta test 2 happened. They just added some extra quality of life stuff, and they also toned down a bit of the tutorial section in the facility building, because that was one of the things that people complained a lot about, was just how many tutorials there were in facility building. Which there were a lot, but none of the there's 3 tutorials initially that was like required for you to do. They changed it to like 1.5 basically. So you get like a small tutorial to establish this is how you do facility building, and then you get like the full-on tutorial of this is how you get blueprints. And then that's like it. It used to be like you had to do that, then it would teach you how to do this specific thing in the facility building to get that blueprint. And you still have to do like the tutorials to get specific blueprints, but you can also just steal those same blueprints off of the community center, because most of the community people just make blueprints like that anyways.
Yeah, it's like Animal Crossing. Like, why do I have to harm the others? But a question I want to ask you is like, and this is probably pretty blasé, but how much do you compare the new Arknights game to like Wuthering Graves and the Hoyoverse style games? How much are they similar to each other?
They're not all that similar, because first off, Arknight's Enfield is not really an open world game. It is an open zone game, and there's regions you can go to, but it's a lot more structured, like a more open JRPG action battle type of combat. So it's not open world like Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact. You can't see one thing and have to go there, though you can, if you use mechanics like the pylons that you get access to, and you can also get like the zip lines. You can start going to other locations if you make them there.
I guess it would compare it to like for those Keith and I know us quote unquote, I guess I'm not unk gamers. It would be like Phantasy Star, where it's like you're a lobby MMO where it's locked to zones, rather than like, yeah, let me just run down to the level 90 area and get my jewels, you know.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing that I see a lot of people get kind of wrong, but also it's a lot of like open world and open zones have been getting a lot more blurred, because the zones do become a lot more open and a lot more stuff when more gameplay stuff happens. But it's not fully open world, because again, you can't go everywhere you see, and there are still like areas to go into loading zones and areas that you'll have to go into specific constructed maps where you have to actually do the quests and do everything. So it's not like you have an open world. Well, we'll admit the first like 2 areas that you get access to do feel a lot like that, because there are very, very open zones. but once you get to like the actual like beta test 2 offerings of like Wuling, a lot of that open area stuff is a lot less open and a lot more constructed. So there's that, but also the combat mechanics with like Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact. A lot of their actual combat is, well, reaction based. A lot of it is based on doing reactions with your 3-4 characters you get access to. In Arcanite's Enfield, you have all 4 characters on the field at once, and your whole goal is to have synergy with all 4 of them at the same time, because they have what's known as like support abilities as well as active abilities. You have like an active gauge where you can use active abilities, and then if you do like a certain thing, you can activate their support ability, which will then either activate another attack from them, or they'll like put a shield on you, or they can do like a debuff on an enemy, or they can buff up you. So there's like it's a lot more like you have to think about what you're doing in a sense of, does this character synergize well with this character rather than does this element synergize with this element. The way that they do elements in this game is a lot different too, because basically every element reacts with every other element. There's not specific ones you need to do to react with. So all fire elements you will just activate on something else, and they'll just be activating your combustion reaction. So there's a lot of differences when you get into like the nuance and like the nitty gritty, but a lot of people are just going to be like, oh yeah, well it's just open world attack 4 time combos. It's like that's not it. If you're only doing the 4 hit combos and that's it, then that's going to be a very slow go for Arcanite's Enfield for you, because your normal attack string doesn't do a lot of damage. You must be focused on doing the actual abilities of the support abilities and the active abilities for you to actually dish out damage. Because yeah, the normal combos don't do much at all. So that's just, I mean, Arcanite's Enfield is one of those games that I think is going to confuse a lot of people in the beginning, but those who actually get into the game and like into the depths of it are gonna love it, because that's kind of where I'm at it, where it's just like, I don't know if I could, like when I go back to like Genshin or Wuthering Waves, I feel like things are a little more basic.
I think that's kind of like the thing. I'm kind of glad that Arcfield stands on its own because of that. Because like one of the problems I think a lot of gacha games are doing, it's like they're following the trendsetter, or like they're all doing this, like playing Wuthering Waves, playing Genshin Impact, playing even Triple Z. They're all kind of like, which is a Hoyoverse game. They're all like doing the same thing. And it's like, well, if this new game comes out isn't like that, they want to play, because at that point you're just conga lining, you know? You're conga lining your game. Like, no, I need to be different. You can't just do that in my game. You can't just basic 1, 2, 3 and smash and call it a day, you know?
No, it's interesting because, yeah, a lot of people are basically just going after the Hoyoverse trends. And a lot of people are still going to basically compare this to the Hoyoverse games, because that's just, the comparisons to the Hoyoverse games are never going to leave. If you're any type of free-to-play 3D action game of any kind, Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero is always going to come up in the discussion, regardless of how similar or different the thing actually is. But yeah, Zenless Zone Zero also isn't an open world experience for those who want to think of it that way, because again, you have constructed stages, you have constructed zones. There is no open world element. There are like lobbies and like hubs you can get access to, but it's not open world. So don't get those two confused. But that'd be a whole other like discussion of just like, let me describe all the gacha games and all their systems, because there's a lot of them. But yeah, no, I don't want to necessarily take too much time discussing that. I know a lot of people don't care about the gacha side. But yes, there's gacha in it, and yes, there's going to be lots of issues of people who don't understand the gacha elements, because they did make the gacha elements in Arcanite's Enfield a little more forgiving, but they also made them a lot more complicated to understand why they're more forgiving. So it's the whole problem of, you have to like, there's actually like, if you go into the Arknights community, you'll see like a flow chart of people trying to describe to you the new way to do gacha, which is kind of funny. But the fact that you need a flow chart is also kind of the problem, that people are going to just go away from thinking about the gacha because they don't want to have to worry about a flow chart. Do I pull or do I not pull is all they care about.
Do you uppercut or do you not uppercut? Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the
you always
Ken flow
look
chart.
if you always DP if you have meter to make it safe. Okay, that's
You
the
always
answer.
DP.
You always DP if you have the meter to make you safe. That's all. That is the actual answer. But yeah. Oh my god, that's
But those are essentially the main 2 games that I've played. Because I mean, I usually play a lot of games, and I've just played a lot of those 2 games.
wow, that's pretty crazy. For me, I think I played a lot more games this time around. I played a lot of Trails to do Daybreak 1. I've been streaming it to my
Nice.
brother so he can catch up to the series because I got him. He's interested in the series. I got him to play Sky because he saw me play it in my youth, and he's like, "What's this game about?" And it's funny from there. Like he was
Trying to explain Trails to people. No,
exactly, yeah. He see me play it, and he's like, "Yeah, like okay," but like. He was so upset because it's like he keeps seeing all these girls in long hair. Where are some cute short hair girls? Meet Najee. He's like Nareed, the bodyguard to the prince. He's like, finally, now she's playable. I'm like, all right, that's a different problem. Okay,
Let me introduce you to Chloe. No,
yeah, to Chloe exactly. Yeah. He'll find he hasn't gotten to Chloe yet. He's still running around in Roland.
Okay, so he's just going around at places. No?
Yeah, he's still in Roland. He hasn't become a bracer yet. He's living his dream. Another game I've been playing is NDA. So that's the whole thing later.
Oh, it's another one of those games.
Another one of
What
those.
does that 3-letter word mean? No.
Getting very popular all of a sudden.
Exactly, yeah. I've also been playing the Bazaar, doing my dailies. I've been playing the newest season of Marvel Rivals, having a great time. The only thing that makes me sad this season of Marvel Rivals is how Gambit does feel weaker. Essentially the card healing, the card boost does not heal multiple targets, only heal 2 targets. So yep, pick your targets. That's about it. That's a bit.
So he actually does go after the people that just decided to go solo crap. Now
exactly, yeah. I've also been playing. Perfect Tides, the first game. I've been on Station to Station a bit. I've been streaming, and that's pretty much it. I've been playing. Any of the games I've been playing, you can probably see it out. Probably check out the streams. Playing Big Hollow. That's been pretty fun. And I'm playing a lot of, like I said, Final Fantasy 14, The Big Hollow, Perfect Tides, Marvel Rivals, Bazaar, and Trails to Daybreak, streaming with my brother. I've also been like falling back into love with playing Demon Gaze Extra. It's like Demon Gaze holds a special place in my heart because it's like one of the very, like in the time of like when Trinity Odyssey was out, I have also been like a bunch of other DRPGs, aka dungeon RPGs. And Trinity Odyssey, like Demon Gaze hit that niche for me. I think Operation Abyss, Tokyo Babel is also there on Steam now. And so I might get into that when I get a chance. But that's what I've been mostly playing. So that's what I'm up to in a nutshell. And that's everything in a nutshell I've been playing. So after we talk about what we've been playing, Keith has been gone for about like 2 weeks. He decided to visit the beautiful Nevada, and he had some adventures you tell us about. So tell us about your adventures at CES.
So first of all, Nevada is not warm. It is cold. Even though it's out in the desert, it is cold. So
just a cold desert.
It was just cold. I went there. I didn't take my normal heavy winter jacket. I just went there with a hoodie, 2 hoodies. And I was like, well, this is probably one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever made in my entire life. So outside of that, this is the second time going to CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. Before I get into the stuff I checked out, I definitely did talk to a lot of people there, both people who were attending the show and also like the business people, the vendors, all those people, whatever you call them, representatives. Yeah. And I asked them, like, how is this CES compared to the last few years? And they're like, this show definitely does not feel the same. There's a lot of them, like, they couldn't put their finger on it, but there's definitely something missing. Either the excitement was in there or it didn't feel like CES, because when I first got there, that's the first thing I said to my daughter because she came with me again. I was like, this does not feel like last year. Now, obviously, we're in a very different political landscape, which is part of the reason why a lot of people are like, this just doesn't feel the same. It just didn't feel the same. You ever go somewhere and you go, this doesn't feel right?
Yeah.
That's how that felt. You couldn't say what exactly it was, but it was just, wow, this is really weird. But outside of that, got to see a lot of cool technology. TCL stuff. Hisense had a massive 115-inch TV screen. Mini mini RGB no RGB mini LED, and I was like,
Okay.
wow, this TV won so many awards at the event. It was like, wow, this is so freaking amazing. Got to play some Phantom Blade Zero because I did not know it was actually there. Then come to find out the second day it was there, I saw a guy with a bag that had Phantom Blade Zero, and I was like, what the hell? I went to the hotel, found out that it was actually in the Hisense area, which is ironic because I was in that area for like most of the day. And I was like, I didn't see it because it was in the back, just in the very back with people standing in front of it, but nobody was actually playing the game. So when I came back the next day, I sat down. A woman, she wasn't from S Game, but she was like, "Oh, you want to play the game? It's a brand new build." And I was like, yes.
You're darn right.
Yes. And I sat there for like a good 45 to 50 minutes playing the game. People started coming behind me, watching me play, and I'm like, I don't do good with people starting to come up behind me. There's kind of a thing I've had ever since the arcade. You know, you play real good in arcade, you're playing somebody, you're doing fantastic, people start getting behind you, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to be at this part anymore. But it was such a great experience because, again, a brand new build. It wasn't like the last builds we played or anybody's played. More less hand holding. It had the full tutorial set up showing you how to play the game, and then you let you go. You had a lot of story elements. You could fight multiple bosses. You could get a actual better understanding of how the enemies fought you, and they will kick your ass if you are not paying attention. This is not like, and people keep saying like a Souls-like. It's one, it's not. This is an action game like your Ninja Gaidens or your Devil May Cries or things of that nature. So the enemies are programmed to, hey, kick your ass, not just, oh, I died for a couple hits. And they literally will surround you. They will just surround you. There's a really good logic in that game for the enemy presence. Really damn good. They don't just go down for a couple hits. It's really good. And if what I played was the final build or close to the final build, people are going to be in heaven. It also ran off on the base PlayStation 5, and it ran flawlessly. No issues.
So PC is going to be great, is what you're saying.
That's what I said in my write-up. I was like, I'm hoping that the PC version will be great, because if this is great, the PC version should be great. And that's my hope. Let's see. There wasn't really a lot of stuff that I did. I went over to the Hyperkin booth. Really nice guys. Found a little bit about their history, how it's actually a small company. I would say a mom and pop company because there's like 25 employees. A lot of them are family.
Oh, dang.
But, yeah, and they're going up against the big guns, and they're doing a great job. They showed us a lot of stuff they have coming out now and later on. They showed us their brand new guitar that's coming out, which is really good because it's built with accessibility. You can take off the blades. You can actually have stuff 3D printed. They're also working with able gamers because they want people who have accessibility issues to be able to use this guitar. It's a lot of great stuff that they're doing. So I'm really surprised about that. They also had a controller you can use for your phone or your tablets.
Okay.
I would say it's on par with anything the Backbone has done, probably better. And it's also modular. So you can take out your buttons, swap out the buttons, swap out the D-pad. Really cool stuff. Unfortunately, it was a collaboration between them and GameSir. So when they were showing it to us, GameSir had actually came and took it. So I was like, that's cool. I'll go down to GameSir and go see it. When I finally made my way to GameSir, they're like, yeah, they just came and took it back. And I'm like, I guess I'm not seeing this controller. So that was cool. I went to see 8-Bit Do. Saw a lot of their cool stuff there. We got to see the new flip pad, which is the one that connects to your phone. So instead of you playing games like this on your phone, they play like this, which is really cool. That they show. I was playing Super Mario on it for a while. I was like, wow, this feels really good. I didn't know that another company also had something similar. I think GameSir has something like that called the Taco. So that's pretty cool to see other companies going into this market because most of them are usually just horizontal controllers that are vertical. So that's cool to see. They also have their brand new Xbox controller that they're working directly with Xbox. Feels like an Xbox Elite controller. Has a lot more functionality. It's an amazing controller. I have a write-up over in the Theouterhaven. Definitely check that out. It's a great controller. So a lot of other cool stuff we did there. We ran both of the buildings and really had a great time. Just again, it didn't feel the same. unfortunately. But we enjoyed ourselves at CES. We're not sure if we're going to go back next year. Again, political landscape probably plays a big part of it.
Yeah.
God, no, there's a couple things I want to mention before I leave. Forget this. What was it? Oh, MSI. Talk to MSI. Talk to them about their Panther Lake laptops as well as other companies. Panther Lake is really impressive. If you're somebody who likes to work on your laptop, but you hate Windows laptops because of battery life and because they don't have a good chipset for playing games and also doing work on, you just have to take 2 laptops or take one massive laptop. Panther Lake is very exciting. Intel knew what they were doing. They were showing off games and all these laptops with their integrated, not discrete, integrated GPU or integrated graphics set, and they were running games fantastically. It was every laptop that I played, Lenovo, MSI, Acer, they all played amazingly. Panther Lake is going to turn the laptop scene and hopefully the handheld scene on its head. Intel actually has a winner here. Really good shit. Lenovo also has another cool thing. Last year when we went, it was who was it? I forget which company it was. They had a really cool monitor that would expand. But now Lenovo has a concept laptop that actually does the same thing. It goes from 16.9 to 21.9 to 24.9. It's an experimental concept laptop. They're not sure if they're going to make it, but this thing, I did a video as well. The reason why this laptop came to existence because they work with an esports team and they're like, hey, we need something other than carrying all this heavy equipment with us. What can you do? So they have this concept laptop. Really cool stuff. Really cool. The guy literally, there's one guy I talked to, really cool guy. He was like, my job is to push the button. Because people keep coming up to it, like people who were attending the show, business people, everybody's like, let me see it, let me see it. He's like, I'm just hitting the button. And it was cool to watch. He's just like, I could see like, he really don't want to be here right now. He's like, no,
no, I don't. My type of thing.
I'm stuck here. I can't do anything else. Seeing the Lenovo Legion Go 2 with SteamOS, that's coming out in June. A lot of people wrote a lot of incorrect things about that. It's coming out in June. It's not a different machine. It's just $100 difference because there's no more Windows licenses, so you don't have to pay for Microsoft's exorbitant license fees. Huzzah! Other than that, they're working directly with Valve.
You're saying Windows is expensive?
I'm not saying that. I mean, there's a reason why there's a gray market where people buy these licenses for like $10 or less. OEMs.
10 at max.
So gotta love that.
They get really cheap when you get further down the list.
Gotta love that. So there's that. But yeah, the Lenovo Legion Go 2 with Steam runs great. It's coming out later because they're letting Valve do all the heavy lifting. And Valve is like, we want this to be great. We want this to work perfectly. This also will come to the original Legion Go 2 and also the original Legion Go. Because they also have the Legion Go S, which also has Steam OS on it. So going to be fantastic. You guys are really going to enjoy it. And also, one of the cool things, so my daughter and I went to CES, and we went over to this one place. I can't remember the name of it, but she was absorbed. She was super excited about it because they had this AI camera that took a picture of you. You got to choose what kind of format you were, like the things online where they will steal your information but also make you a cartoon character. So it's something like that. So we chose something that was a bit more realistic, and it came out, and I was pretty much me. I look like me, right? But she came out, she was like, Dad, I look Asian. I was like, well, I've been saying that to you for like years now, so there's a problem there. Of course, for those who don't know, there's a big concern when it comes to AI cameras and darker skin. They're not really good when it comes to darker skin.
No.
And because she's fairer skin, they didn't know, like, what is she? So she came out looking like that. So she wasn't too happy, but it was a cool father-daughter moment. It was really cool. And the last thing I saw, there was this really adorable toy. Again, articles on the website, got some videos up on it as well. That was in the very back of like the junk power area. We'll call it that way. Because basically what this is for those who don't really know, CES is basically a trade show. And there's one location where people were just trying to sell their stuff. Literally just selling their stuff. So there's this really cool toy in the very back called Bibbo. and it's basically a cloud AI doll that not only learns off of you, but you can also program it to do certain things. And it was just so adorable. It was like a Labubu, but it was electronic. It was like so cool. I was like, why is this thing at the very back of this junk when it should be in the very front? Well, one, to put your stuff on CES is money. I think I heard one person say it costs like $20,000 just to get in the door. So for people that had like massive booths, I can only imagine how much money they paid. Intel had an entire row, not a room, rows. So yeah, CES was cool. I just, again, it's also weird that we're a gaming site, but we go so into this because we're trying to get a hands on with the gaming and also stuff that's going to be cool for gaming, like all the cool tech that's coming out. So it made sense, but it also kind of, got kind of tired of explaining to people like, so why are you here? Well, because you need hardware to play games, and we like TVs, we like cool ass computer monitors. You guys have keyboards here, so it was a really nice experience. Plus, they pay for us to come in, so we flew there and we went. Huzzah! But CES was fun. Just wish there were more game stuff there.
Yeah.
I'm done. Move on now.
That's it. That's it.
That's
the whole
it.
thing? That was shorter than I thought it would be. I thought you would.
There's a lot of stuff, but it doesn't really fit into the podcast. There's a lot of stuff. Really, a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of things that you don't think that doesn't fit together. The marketing for Highguard.
I was gonna say peanut butter and chocolate, but it's delicious.
No, the peanut butter and chocolate actually works, but that fits. But the marketing for Highguard doesn't fit at all because there's none whatsoever.
They spent all their marketing budget going to the Game Awards.
Allegedly. Okay, so for those who are somehow under a rock and know what's going on, this is new game, hero shooter, MOBA, extraction, PvE, sci-fi, MMO shooter called Highguard. Highguard was debuted months ago at the Game Awards, with a fanfare of what? Literally, just what? That's everyone just what?
That's what I was like. I was like, why is this thing even here?
Honestly, I think the thing that made it like the worst for this game entirely is the fact that Jeff Keighley thought it was worth putting it at the very end after freaking Mega Man for some reason.
To me, it kind of shows to me, like, for a year, before we get to Highguard, I'm going to say this honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Game Awards, I'm not a big fan of the company they choose, I'm not a big fan of whatsoever, I understand it exists, but I don't like a lot of it because stuff like this, but in general, like, Jeff Keighley thought this was a cool game. This is how I know he's not a gamer or whatever, like, you thought this was cool? But I'm
either that or he's one of those, what you call them, the shooter and ball type gaming.
Like, even not even a shooter and ball gamer, it's like, this is just like it shows how he's literally not in the know. He doesn't know, and like, he's not in the know. He's not the average gamer. He doesn't, like, because he's friends with all these high-end gamer dudes. By the way, I'm going to say this politely when I hear this. There's going to be a time when Kojima drops a game and we complete butt cheeks. No, I know these guys worked on Titanfall, Apex Legend. I don't care about that. I don't care. You know what? You can make a bad game too. Anybody can make a bad game. And this is a perfect example of that. So this guy thought it was good. Read the room. That's all I gotta say. Like, yeah, Jeff Keighley knows he's talking about video games. He's so smart. Like, no, he's not. I'm out of here.
I mean, you could argue it has the potential to be good, but I think a lot of, again, its issues is it was at the end of a show that was arguably actually had some pretty decent titles in the lineup. And this one is supposedly the best, according to Jeff Keighley, to make it to the very end.
Right. And the thing is that, it wasn't Jeff Keighley's committee, whatever. He chose to showcase this game. That's all I have to say.
Now, I'm going to jump in here because I'm going to be a little more vocal and go, why was this game even made?
No, 100%.
We have so many games like this right now. And for you to come and say, we're from Respawn Entertainment. And I'm like, all right, that means you should have the chops to make a really cool game. And you came out with one of the best games ever, with that being Titanfall 2. Yeah, I know you couldn't make a Titanfall 3, but you could make something similar or make something that was like, here we go, Keith. a single player experience, because we all know that we hate those, but they're also some of the best game experiences out there. But no, you're going to give us another multiplayer first person or shooter that's going to get lost in the sea of other games, which sucks. And it diminishes you.
Yeah.
And then you came after Mega Man. I mean, Mega Man was the mic drop. That was it.
Mega Man
Nobody
should
cared.
have been the end. Like that was the one that had the most anything on it.
No, exactly.
So
but,
yeah,
like,
I
you know,
do think that Highguard has potential, but I also think that the problem with it being like the best of show is it's not the best of show, especially with the trailer that like look how different it is. It's basically showing a bunch of collections of other shooters going around, even including like paladins when it comes to having horses to help you run around the actual areas.
Right, there's other games that
Like
does more
there's so
building,
much that this could have been. Yeah, and I do also agree with like Keith that if what we need in the shooting space is more single player experiences. Every shooter decides that they want to be live service, they want to be multiplayer, they want to basically have constant updates with constant service, with constant content coming up, and none of it being actually focused on a campaign, just always focused on player versus player, player versus player, player versus player,
right,
player
or
versus player.
versus environment.
With sometimes player versus E.
Right, and all they really want at the end of the day is to get you keep grinding for. I'm not getting into that, but it's like, my opinion of the game is like, wow, another hero MOBA-esque shooter, and the market's just already full. This is what you have as a hero shooter. These are the games you have right now. You have Marvel Rivals, you have Overwatch, you have Deadlock, which is working on more content. You have, you have Apex Legends, you have the finals, you have Fragpunk that came out, you have Valorant. You have CSGO. You have the new. I think it's CSGO, right? The new CSGO. Yeah.
Counter-Strike 2.
Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah, Counter-Strike 2. So Counter-Strike 2. How are you going to fit in a market that's already flooded, you morons?
Did you say Apex Legends? I thought you.
Yeah, I said Apex Legends. Yeah,
okay, you've got that. You've got GTFO, which is all right.
That's the one. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, and this is the problem and I'll keep complaining about this, not because I'm old, because I truly think that the gaming market and the people who look at the gaming market don't have any original ideas. So they go, this is what the market is doing. Let's do this. But the problem is we also seem to forget that, as I mentioned, single player games have given us some of the best experience of all that we ever played. But the people go, no, that's not true. Okay. Titanfall 2, just a game. All the Uncharted games, all the Tomb Raider games, all the Spider-Man games. We got an upcoming Wolverine game. Single player.
No, it just
single player is where it's at.
No, single player is where it's at because here's the thing, right? Single player is where it's at because it's long tails. Because let's be honest, right? Undertale blows up in popularity. That thing goes on because like people discover and they talk about it, right? Same thing that happened to, let's be honest, Earthbound, aka the Mother series. Yeah. Only RPG nerds were down for that stuff until like whatever.
I don't think that counts. The reason why I say it doesn't count, because that game came out in an era where we didn't have all these online games. So it's
I mean, the thing is like, it does count because it's a single player experience that got blown up through communities, people talking about it, and people played it.
And Nintendo didn't bring it over here. Tails. But my thing, what this is the sad part. This is when I started going, this shit is going backwards. Is okay. I love Phantasy Star. You know this. I loved Phantasy Star Online. Okay, that was great. And then I was like, okay, Sega, that's nice. You did something cool. Let's not do this. All right, we got Phantasy Star Online. Bluebirds. Okay, Sega, stop. We got Phantasy Star Online, Phantasy Star Universe. No, Universe first. It's like, no, stop. Universe, You're going, no. Oh, now we've got Phantasy Star Online 2. Stop. Go the other way.
Phantasy Star 7, please. No,
exactly. No,
at the very least, Square, those two companies that came together, we at least have single player Final Fantasy games. Sega, can we get a Final Fantasy? No, we can't get that.
The thing is that, like, I mean, they own Atlas, so you can't like Atlas games, I guess. But
I want a Phantasy Star.
All right. This is
and
this
it's
is
definitely not Phantasy Star.
yeah, exactly. Like
That'd be an
all right.
interesting collaboration if they tried to do a Phantasy Star Persona, though.
Yeah, or a Skies of Arcadia mixed with Simmergama Tetsu. That'd be funny.
Oh my God, Skies are Arcadia.
That'd be great to have too.
Nail deserved better. You cheaped her out. You
Yeah.
pimped her out like a whore. Hey, everybody can die, come back. Not you though. You need to die.
Yeah, stay forever. You know, we learned that from Final Fantasy VII. But like in a serious note though, it's like my honest opinion is that like another multiplayer game in a multiplayer market that's already crowded, and you're competing with other it's just like and again, Jeff Keighley thought this game again. And I mean this politely. Jeff Keighley thought it was cool. This is why I don't respect nobody from the Video Game Awards. It's like this is what he thought was cool. Everyone else who's a gamer knows like yo, come on.
I kind of find it also kind of sad too, because the whole explanation of they left Respawn to make this game is just like they left Apex to make more Apex.
Yes, right, which says a lot about them. Which I even have less respect for them because let me tell you, get this idea. You left the company to make the same thing they were doing. So you just wanted more money. You just want to be the money guy. That's all it was. Like you left so you could make the same game that was made before with different gimmicks, by the way, and sell it on. And by the way, this game comes out on my birthday. So thanks for ruining my birthday, you bums. and for nothing. And I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to play this. Like, I'll look at it and be like, but like, MP, it's like, do I want this game? And it's like, it's nothing to do with, we new IPs. No. There are tons of new IPs out there you should be playing. This is not one of them, okay? Go back and play, and go play Metaphor. All right, that's a new IP. But it's just like I don't know, man. I think it's cooked. I feel bad for everyone involved. It makes me hate Jeff Keighley even more because it's like this is the man who's telling us what gaming is. I'm out. All right, tap in. All right, we're out of here. And speaking of getting out of here, so I heard a bunch of people laid off in the industry.
Oh yeah, you heard that, huh?
Yeah, I heard that. Another. Yeah, people just getting out of here, baby. Let's go. So give us more details about it.
Alrighty. So I think the biggest one to know is Inverse decided that they wanted to basically axe their entire gaming side of the company. So they're going to be focused only on like entertainment that has nothing to do with video games. So that entire side got laid off. We also had a few more layoffs from different outlets that showed up, which also isn't good. This is the quarter where everyone decides to get laid off because we're getting close to like this is the end of the annuals, so that people want to say this is how much money we made. And a lot of the ways that a lot of these people make more and more money is by laying off people at the end of the quarter.
I freaking hate that.
Well,
we made so much money.
No.
How many people do lay off?
Before the end of the quarter, because let's just I'm gonna finance time. So if I fired somebody and that person was fired and let's say they had a salary of $50,000, it's a low amount, and I was paying them that amount, let's say $50,000, right? So that means that whatever remaining bi-weekly payment they have, whatever, I've saved money on the entire expenses that I would pay for them, medical, dental, all that jazz, and income. I could use that money to put money in my pocket, jokingly, but I could also say that we have saved $50,000 for our annual because you don't have to pay $50,000 as an employee. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to, because the end of the quarter is March.
Yeah. So
they're shoring up to make sure whatever amount they can penny pinch. Like I say, we made an extra $300,000. Yeah, you fired employees worth $300,000. Good stuff. I respect it. No, I do not actually. I think you're all
another big sad thing, at least for those who are VR fans, is Meta decided to basically get rid of most of their VR gaming studios as well as any of their actual development that's been going on. So if you're someone who is hoping that more MetaQuest games are coming out, it sucks to be you.
It's always sad, even though I hate them. GameStop is also.
Oh, GameStop is closing more stores. Yeah, that's not.
But of course, their scummy CEO is making a mint off of it because the more he closes, the more money he gets in his pocket. So that's also bullshit.
Is that like it's also gonna hurt his? Oh, not to cut you off, but it's
Go
going to
ahead.
hurt GameStop potential sales in the future. Less locations, less sales, less revenue. Even though you're saving money, you're a retail store. A retail store, the more location you have, the more potential sales you have. There was a reason why, like, I want to say the early 2000s, there were Starbucks like everywhere because they were maximizing their sales. Obviously, they scaled back, but stuff like that.
Yeah, it scales back unless you go to like Washington State over here, and they're still in every corner of everywhere.
That's your
When it
problem
comes
to
to
deal with, right?
Starbucks.
Look, that is your problem to deal with. I'm waiting for the Dunkin' takeover for Seattle happening soon, right? Dunkin's
I
is coming,
want some
baby.
Timmy's one of these days.
Tim Hortons, you want some Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
Oh
those
my God.
Timmys. I want those Timbits.
Oh my God! I can't believe you fell down a Tim Horton train. Not you. Not you.
But yeah, no, it sucks. The industry is not doing well. I mean, it hasn't been doing well pretty much since like 2024. So it's not like it's getting significantly better, and it's only going to keep getting worse until a lot of companies decide that actually employees do matter and creative people actually do make the things that we're trying to sell you. But the problem is you have to convince CEOs that only see number signs.
And that's the problem. And
Yeah.
I can't speak on the actual business, but the thing that really pisses me off is the gaming journalist aspect of this, because this is a terrible endless waltz. And yes, I took that from Gundam, but it's terrible. Company comes in and goes, hey, gaming is a great place. We should jump in there, hire a smorgasbord of people, put them to work, have them do great work, have them do investigative journalism, all this cool stuff. Start to see that the profits aren't coming in. They're not making a lot of money from AdSense because Google is single-handedly trying to fuck the entire game industry with their shady tactics, but that's not a topic. So they go, hey, this isn't working out. We need to shift our plan. Also, by the way, get rid of some people. So they get rid of some people. Okay, fine. It's not a good thing, but people still retain their job. Then they start going, we're still not making the money that we want to make. All right, we need to let go of more people. And then it happens again. And then they go, well, you know what? This gaming thing is a bust. Let's just get rid of this entire division. And yeah, it never happened. But then you can be like some companies that do it. And then, oh, hey, you know what? We're going to get back into it again.
I think the problem is that, like, it's the profit motive or whatever. It's like the companies you mentioned that were gone and coming back. They changed their profit motive from going from like, you know, we're a subscription based model, or we make our money through like Patreon, or like not Patreon. I'm sorry, like strong advertisements or not puppies, advertisements and like subscription models. I think the problem is that like during the gaming boost, when people were coming in, whatever, all of them thought they get a slice of the pie, in a sense of like, if they pump out enough content, they'll get paid and the money will just coming up. But what if there's a dry period? What if nobody's enjoying certain games? What if the games they are paid to cover or look into aren't the games people are playing right now? Like, you know, like again, we had the indie boom the last 5 years have been fantastic. Who knew Happy's gonna be popular, you know, like that we talk about right now. Even if you're in the sauce, how do you know, right? So it's like, I feel like this idea that like being a game journalist is supposed to make like buco bucks is crazy. I think it's crazy. These companies like, yeah, I'm gonna get a gaming a gaming journalist company or a gaming advertising company, whatever, and I should pull like, I don't know, 7 figures in a year. Well, how you pull 7 figures in a year? That's crazy.
First of all, the gaming journalism space is not profitable for anybody outside of a few 1% outliers. As much as I have issues with IGN and some of their tactics, they have single-handedly grabbed the gaming journalism space. They have. Gaming, anytime of gaming talk, it's IGN. Now, again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, but I will say that at least the people, or some people, truly enjoy what they're doing. IGN doesn't seem to be wanting to leave the space, because why would they when they pretty much own the space?
They have a Dinapo, yeah.
And they branch out. Like, IGN is a store now, so you can buy games and cool stuff from their store. Like, hey, there's another reason why GameStop is going away, because IGN has like, hey, we're going to do what you did, but we're going to do it better from people who actually know gaming. So there's that. On top of it, they have their own IGN live event. They're literally dipping their hands, as Matt just said, to everything. So there's IGN. Okay. And then other companies that strive to be IGN, first of all, they don't understand that you need to stay in your lane. And I don't mean that in the wrong way or saying it incorrectly. But basically what I'm saying is nobody on this planet is going to compete with IGN. It's just not going to happen. There's a reason. Go ahead.
Like IGN has, like, for all intents and purposes, and I mean this respectfully, has become the pinnacle of gaming media in every aspect, from indies, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, PC. They have storefronts. You mentioned they have become like de facto the face of gaming media as of like where we are.
Now I know we're getting off track, but there's a reason why I'm doing this. So
right.
IGN is owned by Ziff Davis. If you don't know who Ziff Davis is, Ziff Davis knows its shit. Like them or hate them, they know what they're doing. And IGN is Ziff Davis's baby. Out of all the sites they own, IGN is their baby. And they own some sites. Eurogamer, Games Industry, they have a couple shopping sites. They own CNET and ZDNet, which I'm surprised both of them still exist right now because there's a lot of overlap between the two. But they do. Lifehacker, Hacker, Mashable. So they know their stuff. And Ziff Davis is not letting IGN go anywhere because it's too profitable. And they love the fact that when people think gaming, they go IGN. Now, this is where we go back to all the other people that are losing their jobs because people don't have the foresight or don't understand that we're not going to measure up. We should be happy with what we're doing and keep searching for it because it will get us somewhere. No, they want a quick return because a lot of these people, Inverse hasn't been around that long. And there's other companies that form and they go, we're going in 2 years or a year. This wasn't working out.
No, exactly, because like they're trying to like massively expand, like again, like IGN. IGN has done a lot of things, like from buying other media spaces, Blue Band. I want to say, like, I want to have this like legitimate conversation. I think the way they have marketed themselves to people is crazy. My dad knows about IGN on his. I think I forgot the TV he has, the Amazon Fire Stick. I think he has. There's an IGN channel that he occasionally watches to keep up gaming news or whatever, or talk to my brother about stuff or whatever. And brother's like, that's whatever, that's the whole thing. But it's like, IGN legitimately is, in my opinion, like the CNN of gaming. And they're getting only bigger. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Do I think it's a bad thing? Not really, because IGN has never once stamped something and said, like, I'm the king of gaming, like Jeff Keighley does. Highguard's a good game. You all gonna play it. IGN never did anything like that. They just give things 7 out of 10s to call it a day, you know?
Now,
or 7.8 out of 10.
Where I'm getting at to this,
that's the number, yeah.
Where I'm getting at to this is not to say that people should go, all right, well, nobody should ever do this, because this is where I go, dun, 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 independent journalism is basically the key, where nobody's going to compete against IGN. But as long as people do what they like, enjoy it, and understand that, unfortunately, this space, not just because of the genre or the space itself, gaming, is never going to be as profitable as it was in yesteryears, because it simply isn't. The landscape has changed. We've got YouTube, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got everything else, TikTok, we've got IGN sitting up top, we've got a bazillion journalist sites out there, and honestly, a lot of people are getting turned off of also gaming journalism, unfortunately, because, you know, people talk shit about it, or there are those bad apples out there that keep making dumb bonehead decisions or leaking games or telling people this game's coming out in 3 weeks, and it's like, no, this game doesn't even exist.
There's a lack of professionalism. There's a lack of professionalism in the gaming journalism space. There's also a lack of like retraction or anything else. Like, you know how many times I've watched a gamer YouTuber report the news, quotation mark, only to find out they were wrong. They don't retract the video, making like whatever, right? Like, because there's a lot of YouTubers, I would say not YouTube, a lot of gaming journalists on a site, or people who participate in the space, I'll say it that way, who in my opinion just write nothing but slop. And I think that, like, this is where like the criticism from like gaming journalism is trash, whatever, because it's like outside of slop and high school click stuff, and people don't know what they're doing. It shows a lack of professionalism where like IGN is at the top because the rest of us are fighting for scraps we're doing worse content than them. I really do mean this. If gaming journalism professionalism was a higher bar, and people actually maintained that bar and did that consistently, I could see other people with IGNs. I think the closest in my not a lifetime that I would say that's IGN light was probably the Giant Bomb people. Shout out to Giant Bomb. You guys are nice.
Which
guys.
is another issue, but I'm glad that Giant Bomb was able to purchase their own entity.
Yeah, they got that thing back. But shout out to them.
Identity.
They own themselves now.
Now, see with Giant Bomb, that's like a perfect example.
Exactly,
the people at Giant Bomb are the people that we love what we're doing and we don't want this to go away. And that's exactly what happened with them. They're like, no, we're not letting this go away. We love this. And unfortunately, there's where it's heading. I don't want to say that any people in the space are doing a bad job, because that's not what I'm saying. I don't want it to be interpreted that way. But unfortunately, the people that sit above you are the ones going, well, the money, and it's not here. And since it's not here,
right, so you're gonna have
you don't need to be here. And
exactly. which kind of creates the problem. Like, if the space is maintained by more money, then the space should be maintained. People should be doing journalism because they care about it and doing the right thing by holding themselves to a professional counter to it. I don't want to be in a space where somebody can just say some really crappy news, like say, like oh god, I think it happened. Like somebody was saying a game's being remade, only to come out like a week later. It was not. You lied. Why did you say that? You empty-headed moron. Why?
Well, there's another conversation that I really don't want to get into. I want to reel it back in. Unfortunately, people losing their jobs and stuff, and it sucks. But unfortunately,
I think that people losing their jobs is a multitude of things, from chasing the bag to the higher investors are looking for ROI in a business that's never going to have that ROI. The only people that you could have that high ROI would be something like IGN. There's only one IGN, and even then, like, bro, that took years. That's the thing. IGN took years to get there. Years. Yeah, I think like, oh, I'm going to invest in, Johnny Donut's website, and he's going to be the next IGN in 3 years. Are you out of your mind?
No.
Johnny Donuts can't do that. Johnny Donuts can barely operate a web page.
So, unfortunately,
it's just crazy.
The sad part is, on top of all the stuff we talk about, we're talking more journalists and stuff, which I think we really should, is we're just in January. This shit's going to get worse. We're going to see more sites close down, or more people go, you know what, this isn't worth it. We're just going to stop this.
You know, the worst part's going to scare me is outside these the people we trust for years for information leaving the industry or just can't let it speak. I think what's going to hurt the most is that the consolidation. So if there's less websites that people wanting news, could you imagine some business person, some guy like, there's like 6 sites left. What if I own like 3 out of 6 of them, and fuse it together? I'm not joking. This is a possibility. Am I right? I'm not trying to be doomer here, but I'm cooking, right? Right, Keith? I'm cooking here. Like, let's just say hypothetically, there's like 10 websites left, and some investors like, wait a second, what if I just own 5 out of 10 of them? I'm good, right?
Sounds like IGN. And then you just close. You know what? We don't need this site open anymore, or we don't need you here.
It's scary, bro. It's really scary.
Guys, if you own an independent website, I know that people will come to you. Trust me, I know people will come to you and say, we like to invest in your site, or we like to purchase your site. You got to think about that very hard. Is it something that you enjoy? Is it something that you do outside of your 9 to 5? Do you really care about getting rid of your site for make a quick buck? There's some people out there that were like, yeah, I've done the job. I just don't want to do it anymore. Fantastic. Just don't complain that what you put in there dies. We've seen it happen far too many times. So don't get mad if it just goes away. There's plenty of sites. I don't want to name them because it's kind of it's kind of bad on me to do that. But
no, it's bad. It's bad. But I think like overall,
I think you need to stay. If you really like this stuff, like I don't want to use us, but I'm gonna use us. I like what we do. I've had a couple of people come say, "Hey, we'll buy your site." One, I know they probably won't give a shit, and 2, I do this on top of my job. Would I love to make money? Sure. But the stuff that I get in place of actual monetary compensation is cool. And sometimes it's more than that. Bro, and I'm not doing a flex, but if you're gonna fly me out to Los Angeles to check out a game that people have not played yet and put me up in a hotel. Think about that for a second. You flew me from the East Coast to the West Coast and then back. So that's at least $800 to $1,000. You put me up in a hotel for 2 days. That's at least $1,000. That's $2,000 for me writing about your game and playing it? What? Yes, I'll keep doing this because shit like that will happen if you stick to it. I'm not saying everybody will get it, but we used to complain about this shit. I know I'm going off tangent again, but if you love what you do, keep doing that. This is what I'm trying to get to the independent people to go, I don't want to do this no more. Maybe it's not worth it. Or better yet, and this is the problem I do have with independent sites, and I am calling you guys out, even though I love you guys. You got the min-maxes and the second wins and every other people are coming out. Instead of you making 15 different sites that are all doing the same thing, maybe you guys should work together and make something super awesome.
Unity would be great.
Yeah, because that's not a thing in this industry, unfortunately.
I agree with that. We only consolidate, we don't unify. That's a different thing. And that's the thing. I feel like that's what people just lean towards, like consolidation. And it's like, it's a thing. My personal take is that I want independent media to be a thing. I want more sources I could trust for information or not trust. I want more people to care about the news we care about and post and talk about. And I want more professionalism out of it. I want people to legitimately hold it to a standard that we should all be accounted for. Because if people are going to spread misinformation, write crap, or in my personal opinion, put lazy effort or spread rumors because it's just easy, it kind of ruins the whole idea of someone else entering space or the stigmatism. Because you know how bad it was. Like I think years ago, the whole Cuphead can't play gamer thing, like the anti-gamer journalist thing has been going on for since my high school days, bro.
Yeah,
since my early college, and I feel and me being the space hurts a lot because bro. Like bad apples, blah blah blah. But my God, this resistance to people being sources, but your trust a gamer bro who lies to you on the internet is insane. That's all I. Or
lies to you on a reel and tells you something and goes and does the complete opposite.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And that whole Cuphead thing, people were like, "Oh, it's funny, huh?" And I'm like, I get it. Some people just aren't good playing certain games. It is what it is. He even said, "Look, it was just the thing. I didn't really care about it." Also, you got to think about it because now, more than ever, we now look at something that people haven't thought about back then, and that's accessibility. Not the fact that everybody should be able to play the game. Maybe he has issues playing those kind of games. Maybe this journalist has issues with his hands or is just not as coordinated as, a 16, 17-year-old kid. Shit happens when you get older, guys. Your hands, thank God, I still work, don't work the way they used to.
I don't know,
your cognitive skills don't work that way anymore.
I don't know, man. I'm still hitting on one frame links, so I don't know about you.
You go from being a really good DPS to now having to switch to tank because you can only go forward.
Whoa, God. I love playing tank.
Could you imagine that's gonna so I couldn't hit I can't hit the full Dragoon package combo in Final Fantasy 2. I'm just gonna play Warrior and Paladin now. It's over.
We're going Paladin.
There's a thing where you have a big ass sword and a big ass shield that you can bash the hell out of people because they don't think that people can do that in DPS. This is the one thing I loved about WoW when I eventually realized, maybe warriors should be able to use their shield. You think?
The shield bash.
Captain America kicks ass and he uses a shield. How about we be able to do that?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Oh God. But in general though, I do feel like a lot of the gaming journalism thing, whatever. I personally want I want for 2016. I want the stigmatism for that to be removed a slightly bit, and I want.
Wait, you say 2016?
Yeah, 2016. Jokingly, 2026.
Can we go back to 2016? That would be great.
Yeah, if I go back to 2016, I'll tell myself to make some minor investments. Just a little minor investment.
Invest in some stocks.
In some stocks, yeah. Or better yet, go meet Kondo-san of Falcon Fang. Kondo-san, listen to me. Don't finish Cold Steel. Finish Lloyd Banning. That's your next character, Lloyd Banning. Finish his game. Oh God, I joke. Green will ruin the franchise. Green will ruin the franchise.
Jeez.
But but ironically, for 2026, I personally want like I want the media signals to be removed a little bit. I want like people to understand where they're coming from, and like just like I don't know, man. People double check your sources. Look into what you like. Like you can't just like. I'm sorry. A lot of people did believe that game was going to be remade, and no one double checked. Only realized, oh no, it's lies. I'm sick of people falling for this obvious
to
trap.
that person's credit, the game was being made, and then they were like, "No, screw it." But that's another problem with the industry because people have said a lot of stuff in the past that wasn't even a thing, and then people don't call them out on it. It's like, bro, like, why are people still being like held as they're amazing even though you've been wrong like 10 of your 12 predictions?
Exactly. Like,
why is that a thing?
Because they were right once, and that made it all matter. No,
I mean, everybody's right. Well, hey, I guarantee I'll get up tomorrow. Okay.
Oh
I guarantee Nintendo will release another game. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. waiting for Miyamoto to confirm he's actually making a new Star Fox game. That's happening tomorrow, right here. You heard it right here.
Yo, Blue Skies, guys. Blue Skies. Don't forget that game. Play it. Wait, is it Blue Skies? Was it Blue Skies?
Skies
Wait, am I
Arcadia?
wrong? No.
the other
God.
Star Fox like. I don't know.
Wild Blue Skies. Wild Blue Skies. No, it's good.
Wild
I
Blue
played.
Skies, yeah.
Yeah, play that, please. All right, I think we've run out of steam.
Yeah, we're totally at getting out of here, and it's time for to head on home and end the first podcast of 2026. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys.
Second,
yeah, we already have one up from this.
See, I wasn't there, so
come on, old man.
I'm old man. It's over for me. The old man's calling me an old man. I'm cooked. It's over. My birthday hasn't started yet. I'm aging. I'm decrepit. I'm washed. So
you got to start your own Spriggan business next.
Oh my God! Yeah, just put some four SPGs in town. And speaking of how to follow the work we're doing here, be sure to follow us on Blue Sky, YouTube. Check out Spectator Mode Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Spotify, all podcasts are hosted. And we thank you guys for listening to another Spectator Mode Podcast. This is Get Silius, Sif Scott, or Scott Adams, he's called, because he's the real Scott Adams now, and Keith Mitchell, who's
killed the other one. He knocked them off.
Yeah, he's only one now. He's the Highlander. He's achieved true power.
Can only be one.
Meanwhile, there's like a bazillion Keith Mitchells because I keep getting people in my junk mail. Hey, Keith, can I help your dentist? I am not that Keith.
Yeah, he's not that Keith.
The other
God.
one.
God damn. And that's it. And that's our buddy, Keith Mitchell. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.